If you notice, I have all these yoga mats now behind me. I'm like, I'm hosting. Who needs a studio? You just have your house. I keep acquiring yoga mats. It's very funny. We always wondered what to do with this space in the family room. We found its purpose. That's good. So, okay, we're going to start this morning in a seated position. So come onto the middle of your mat. If you have blocks, that's always great. You're going to start with a Sukhasana with your legs. So basically, that's just making a pretzel shape, crisscross applesauce, and then a strong flex of your feet. So do that first. And you're trying to get your knees to line up over the base of your feet. So once you find that, you're then going to lift your seat up a little, and then you're going to start to lean back on your forearms, and then slide your butt a little bit more forward. And this could be where you stay if you're comfortable here, or if you'd like, you could try and go all the way down onto your back. Bring your arms up over the top of the head and grab onto opposite elbows, kind of like you would be in a ragdoll, a forward fold. And then think about the corners of your knees and your elbows as you create this kind of rectangular shape with your body, essentially. Close your eyes for a moment. Keep your neck neutral. And as you exhale all your breath, feel your lower back, your pelvis just neutralize into the mat. Feel the sides of your body lengthen. Feel your core subtly engage. Feel the back of your shoulder blades, your rhomboids, your scapula, just press softly into the ground. Drop your shoulders down your back. Flex your feet a little bit more. This is a very subtle hip opener and very subtle shoulder release. So Ujjayi breath is the breath that we use throughout the practice. Inhalation is through the nose to the back of the throat. Try and exhale the same way through the nose. Don't open the mouth. So laying down, just switch your ankles and then switch your elbows. And then a strong flex of your feet. Feel the lower back pressing down. Broaden just a little bit across the upper shoulders, and just take a couple more cycles of breath as we arrive. Quieting the mind this morning so we can work our bodies. From here, we're going to release the arms, slide them down, grab the outer blades of your feet and come into a happy baby. So you're going to grab the outer blades of your feet today, or even better, if you can hook your big toes with a peace sign grip, use that strength. Your elbows are going to bend, and then you're going to draw your knees kind of down towards the side of your hips. Flex your feet. Same action of events. You want to lengthen your tailbone, keep the back of the head and the neck and the lower back down. And then just begin to feel your groin, your hips, your inner and outer thighs starting to get a little bit more open, your upper shoulder blades pressing down. And then from here, keeping the toes hooked. If this is too much, you can always slide your hands to the sides of your legs. Start to straighten your legs. So start to straighten your legs, and now they're in a wide V. Once again, if it doesn't look like this, that's okay. You can always have your hands and just rest them on the sides of the calves and create a little bit of a leverage for yourself. Just begin to feel the sides of the body getting long as you flex. Draw the shoulders down the back. Lengthen the tailbone. Breathe a little bit fuller. Keeping your legs lifted just like this, you're going to release your hands in between your thighs, Anjali Mudra, so your thumbs cross, your index fingers point. You're just going to slide your arms forward in between your thighs. Now the shoulders are going to lift steadily up off the ground. Your lower belly draws in. There's almost a scooping of your core. So as you begin to roll up in between your thighs, you're drawing more away from the ground. A strong flex of your feet, outer thighs engage. Hold. Notice if you get here and then you just kind of like stop breathing for a moment, right? Like you're still alive, but you just come back to your breath. Rather than pulling up with your neck, pull up with your core, lift a little higher, scoop out your belly a little more, flex your feet a little stronger. Separate your hands alongside your legs, bring your legs together so now they're straight up and down. Same action of events here, strong flex of your feet, thigh bones directly over your hip points, so they're not wavering forward or back. It's almost like you're standing up on the ground. Draw your shoulders more away. Rather than feeling like you're cranking from your neck, scoop out your belly more, press only the lower back down. Draw forward more. Flex, it's kind of like a flex point foot. So it's almost like a Barbie foot, essentially. Draw forward more. Now take your palms, slide them flat down. So now your shoulders slide down towards the front skinny edge of your mat. Bend your knees to a 90-degree angle. Pause. Just do that. Slide your arms more forward. Good. Keep drawing the waist up. Scoop out your belly more. So this is isometric ab. Once again, don't lift from your neck. Lift from your belly. A few more breaths. Slide the hands more forward. Start to use that strength to come up to a supported Navasana. So your arms kind of slide forward. Mine wasn't so pretty. Draw the knees in, and that's okay. Let the shoulders slide down the back. And rather than having the hands right here by your side, slide them more forward. And you can always tense your fingertips or place blocks there. Bring the thigh bones closer to you. Flex your toes here. And then really think about your upper shoulder blades, drawing them and pulling them apart a little and sitting up taller. Another big breath in. Good. Now keep your hands down in some shape. Think of Baddha Konasana with your legs. So start to make this shape. External rotation of your thighs. Press the feet together, 2 breaths. Press through your palms. Lift through your waist. Draw your belly, scoop it up. Lower the feet, so it's a 5-part pointed star. Stretch the arms straight up and then fold. And as you fold, let your thigh bones drop open. Let the head drop if you have that. If you always can place a block, sometimes you need to place the block onto your onto the forehead, onto the block, that's fine. Externally rotate your thighs. Press the base of your feet together. Slide your arms a little bit more forward. This time you're rounding your spine. So you're just hollowing out your belly and doing that core. It feels good to round your spine, draw your navel in, and then slide your arms a little bit more forward. Good. Good, and then pick your chest up, just cross your ankles, plant your palms, and step to your first down dog for the morning. Spread your palms wide. You can take a little walk in your down dog today. You can pump out your legs, move the right leg, move the left leg. Let your head hang free. Plug the hands firmly into the mat. And always pay attention to where your hands are. Make sure that they're forward. The creases of the wrists are facing relatively forward. And then look back at your feet to make sure that they're set up okay. About hips width distance. Bend as much as you need behind your knees this morning to make the pose accessible. Let the head be free. Connect to your breath. Let the breath just free flow. Feel the air as it slides down the back of the throat. Let your body hold itself up. Lift the hips up a little higher up off the shoulders. Plug down into the mat. Spread the toes wide. And begin to just feel. Roll forward to plank. Realign yourself here. If you get to this plank and it feels a little short this morning, just walk your feet out and take a longer position. Good. So your crown of the head extend forward. Your gaze, your drishti, I recommend to the front edge of your mat. Firm up your outer arms. If you're not interested in holding plank like this morning, drop your knees for support. So plenty of options. Contract the thigh bones, scissor the inner and outer thighs in. Feel your outer ankles even hug in. Bring more weight forward onto your tippy toes. Keep your neck, your throat open, your gaze forward, hold. Couple more breaths. Hips up and back, down dog. Just let them float back. Good, roll forward to plank. Let the crown of the head extend forward like an ocean wave. Index fingers forward, creases of the wrists forward. Zipping everything up, hugging in, scissoring in. So know the modification, you can drop your knees here, but bend your elbows in half chaturanga. If you're taking the full version, don't think about depth, think about alignment. Shoulders never drop below your elbows. Press into your hands, contract your thighs, your waist, re-straighten your arms to a plank. Downward facing dog, hips press back. Good, look forward, just land your right foot forward into a low lunge, drop your back knee. Sweep the arms up, supported lunge. Remember, when you do supported lunge, I keep my toes curled personally. This feels better for me, but some people relax the foot. Have the thigh, rather than up and down, your back thigh, more on an angle. Yeah, otherwise the knee feels crummy in the ground. Hands come down. Now activate your back leg and spring back to a down dog. Spread your palms wide, let your head go. So go ahead and do that on the left side. Just glide your left foot forward, and it may feel easy, it may not feel so great. You just slide the foot forward, back leg on an angle, sweep the arms up. So bring your lungs forward, energetically reach through your fingertips, look forward a little. Feel the weight in your left heel. Good. Hands come down, activate your back leg, press firmly into your hands and the sides of your arms. Slide your left foot back to a down dog. So a few times like this, just building some momentum. Right foot forward, drop the knee, reach up. So just growing slow into the poses. Nice. Hands come down, fire up the back leg. Try and make it one motion, slide back, down dog. Left foot forward, one motion, drop the knee, reach the arms up. So very meticulous as you move. Hands come down, back leg strong, slide back, down dog. Again, right foot forward, back knee drops, root to rise. Hands come down, fire up the back legs, slide it back to a dog. Left foot forward. I like this a lot if you want to omit chaturangas today. This is what you'll do. Hands come down, back leg strong, fire up the leg, step to a down dog. Now you're going to roll forward to a plank. Stack your body here. Bend your elbows in half to a chaturanga. Pull your chest through, press to the tops of the feet, activate your thighs. For your first up dog, point your toes. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a giant breath in. Take a giant breath out. Look to the top of the mat, take a walk, get your feet all the way up there. Come to the fingertips, long spine. If the hands don't make it to the floor, slide them to the shins this morning, soften the shoulders. Exhale, fold over yourself. Root to rise, come all the way up, energetically reach. Hands to prayer at heart. So a couple broken down sun A's this morning. Stretch the arms up. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the hands, to the shins, to a long spine or fingertips to the ground. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, energetically reach. Hands to prayer at heart. So a few more like that. Stretch the arms up, link your breath, fold in half. Come to the fingertips, long spine or hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Hands to prayer at heart center. Again, stretch the arms up, go big. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to a long spine, pause beyond your fingertips, slide your left foot back. Walk your right foot over to the right. Yeah, so you've got a pretty big step. Your back leg is like set up like a plank. Yeah, your right knee tracks over your right ankle. Come to your fingertips here. Open up your arms like a capital letter T. If you don't have the space, you can always cactus your arms. We make arrangements with our body that work. Yeah, arms can also go back. But ideally, arms go out. Wrap your outer hip under you. Activate your back leg. Press down into the ground. Root to rise, high lunge. Sweep your arms out and up. Just look forward. Take a few cycles of breath. Just feeling a very basic crescent lunge this morning. Your hip points move forward. Your weight is in your right heel. The back leg is strong. Reach through the fingertips and look up a little, but look not so much with your neck. Look with your eyes. Good. Hands come to the ground, come to the fingertips. Spring your left foot forward, hips width distance. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold over yourself. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Pause. Slide your right foot back. Big step. Integrate your legs here. Zip up the outer left hip. Steer it back. Strong back right leg. Start to lift the fingertips. Bring the arms out like a capital letter T if you have that space. Your stomach is just hovering. It's almost like you're flying. Feel the weight in your left heel. Back leg strong. Grip your hips in. Feel the ground. And then start to lift your waist. Your arms can lift out and up. I lunge. Good. Look forward. Just feeling your energy this morning. I mean, some days you get to your mat, you have loads of energy. Some days you come to your mat and you're low on energy. So whatever you've got, be grateful. Reach up a little more. Hands come down to the ground, come to the fingertips. Spring your right foot forward, hips width distance. Long spine on the inhale breath. Exhale, fold over yourself. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag the hands to prayer at heart center. With your feet hips width distance apart, stretch your arms straight up, lower your seat into a chair pose, weight goes into your heels. Take it with your feet hips width distance and just see if you can find a little bit more grounding. I know I do. It's kind of cool to just play with different ways to be in the pose. Yeah. Drop your seat a little more. So the same thing, I've been teaching this a lot. Bring your arms straight out. Yeah, straight out. Now drop down and breathe into your chest. Breathe into your chest. Now weight is in your heels, thigh bones move back, chest has a little curve to it, a little up dog. Sweep your arms back up. Yeah, sit a little deeper. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine, step or float to a chaturanga. Or just skip them. Meet me in the dog. Upward facing pulls you through. Yeah, downward facing presses you back. So you're gonna land your right foot smack in between your hands, turn your back foot on an angle. This is a good opportunity to use a block. Place it to the instep of your right foot, tend to your right fingertips and slide the left arm up. We're going into a B variation. So your right heel and your back left foot, when you look down, should be lined up, either heel to heel or heel to arch. You could use the outer edge of your mat to get your alignment if you feel like you're having trouble with it. Lean back into your right thigh. If you get here and it really feels crummy, rest your arm on your thigh. This is the step back, modified version. Left arm extends up, the waist stays nice and long. Grip your right hip and glute underneath you. Turn up your bottom ribs, look up. Now take your left arm and slide it forward if you can. Slide it forward. So wrap it towards your left ear. As you do that, if you feel like your whole chest starts to drop and you can't breathe, just go back to the basic. Stack the two shoulders. A few breaths like this first. Feel your feet on the floor. Wrap your right hip underneath you. Keep turning your belly up towards the sky. Take your left arm straight up and then wrap it behind you for a half bind. Good. If that's okay for you, keep turning your ribs and look softly over your left shoulder. Yeah. And if you notice your right hand kind of dropping down and you feel like all the weight is going into your right wrist, come up so you're on tented fingertips. So there's less weight in your shoulder and your wrist. Yeah, so play with it. See what happens. Come back to your breath. A few more breaths right here. The strength of your left leg is important. Keep pressing down for that left leg. Good. Unravel your left arm without too much bounce. Pull yourself up to warrior two. Warrior two. Turn up the inner part of your right thigh. Turn it open towards your baby toe. Use the strength of your left leg to kind of even yourself out. Stretch across your body. Pick a dristi, just a few breaths here to let your body and your mind come to a little bit of a peaceful place, if possible. Straighten out your chest. So there's no turn of your ribs moving forward. They're up and down. Yeah. Drop the tailbone down deeper. Create more space through the upper torso. Yeah, use the strength of that upper body. Ground down through your feet if you feel like you can't find it. Calm yourself with slow, steady breathing. Three more breaths. Embrace it. Try not to run away from it. Most of us want to run for the hills. Keep the arms really open here. Start to straighten out your right leg. Yes, scoot your left foot in if the stance feels too long. Slide your right hand to your shin. Extend your left arm up. If having your hand on your shin isn't great, you could always take the block, but it goes to the outside of your calf for the proper alignment here. Block can go any direction. Yeah, hand on shin, shoulder slides down the back, left arm extends up, and then your dristi, your gaze moves up if possible. Triangle pose. Scissor the inner and outer thighs, take your bottom ribs, turn them. Integrate the side of your body so you're not leaning back into your low back. It's not a back bend. Use your core, the core strength to hold you up. Feel your feet on the floor. Begin to bring your gaze, look down. Circle both hands to frame your right foot. Your left heel peels. Walk your right foot over to the right. You're in a low lunge. Turn your right toes out to the right. Yeah, so that's on an angle here. Your right toes turn out to the right on an angle. Your left hand's going to stay directly underneath your shoulder. A block may be helpful. Reach your right arm up. So your right leg's turning out, but I want you to keep your whole right foot grounded. Yes, there you go. External rotation of your right hip. Pause here. So it's a little bit of a different easy twist. See if you can find it. So your right thigh bone is going out to the right a little because your right foot is turned, but the same alignment. The two shoulder blades stack relatively on top of one another. I actually feel a lot more open in my chest doing it this way. Activate your back leg, turn your ribs up, look up. Grip your right hip underneath you. Look down, lean onto your left palm. Keep your foot the way it is. Turn the outer blade of your left foot. You're moving into a side plank. Move your right foot right into a tree or drop your knee down and take a supported version of that. That would look like this. So it's tree the opposite way. Left hand will be down. Bottom knee will be down on the ground underneath the hip. Right leg will stay strong. This is option one. Option two is side plank with a tree. Stack the two shoulders, then look up. Grip your outer hips in. Lift from your bottom hip. Look to the floor, plank position. Vinyasa or not, bend your elbows in half. Pull yourself through an up dog, point your toes. Take a downward facing dog, hips press right back. From your downward facing dog, just step your left foot forward, turn your back foot on a strong angle. Don't come up. Reach for your block. Make sure your feet are lined up in the same line of energy. Left hand down, right arm up. Looks good. So I like to do it this way because it's challenging to work from the ground up, but it's really grounding, and you can really check in with your alignment on your own. Remember, your back foot is on a strong angle, so it's turning in a little. The back, your tricep is pressing against the inside of the thigh. That's reminding you to open your hip. Your bottom ribs are turning if you can. Right arm extends up, or you can wrap it forward if you want a little bit more. If you get here and you feel like you're sucking wind and you can't breathe, backtrack, go out a little. Grip your left glute underneath you. Yeah, the hardest part. And then lighten the load on that bottom hand. If you notice you're dumping all that weight. If the arm's wrapping forward and you know you want to add the half bind, reach it up first and then wrap it around. And then look off your right shoulder, continue to move your ribs towards the sky. And then at this point, you should really be able to hug your left hip under you. Stay with the breath. A few more. Press through that right leg a little more, strengthen it. If you took a half bind, unravel your right arm, root through your feet without too much bounce, pull up warrior two. Work out your stance a little bit, broaden across your upper body and torso. Fix your eyes on something that's not moving. Just make sure your left knee is not turning in, it's wrapping open. Lengthen the tailbone like you would in a squat. And use just as much energy in your front arm as your back. A few breaths. Breathe right here. Keep the torso up and down. Try not to turn it. Straighten the left leg on track. Keep the arms really open. You may need to scoot your right foot in. That's okay. Begin to move. Triangle pose, hand to shin. Block is useful to the outside of the calf if you want to go there. Slide the right arm up. Turn the bottom ribs. Yeah, remember, it's not a back bend. Side body long. There's a little bend in your front knee. Yeah. Feel the strength of your back leg. Couple more. Find some space. Three more. Begin to move your eyes down towards your left foot. You're going to circle your hands to frame your front left foot. Peel your right heel up off the ground. Walk the left foot over to the left. So you can see it better this way. Turn the left foot out a little. Right hand's going to go right underneath the right shoulder. Back leg is strong. You can use a block underneath your hand. Don't roll to the outer blades. It's not a lizard. You're going to keep the whole foot down and then stack the left arm. Back leg strong. Grip your left hip under you. Yeah. Twist only where there's a rib in your body and see if you can slide the two shoulders and then move your eyes up. Nice work, Reg. Keep your foot where it is. Take your right palm flat. Now decide if you need to drop your knee. Roll to the outer blade if you're going into the side plank. Move the top leg into a tree pose or just drop the bottom knee and support. Lift from the waist, slide the left arm up. Yeah. Lift a little higher. Grip your bottom hip underneath you. That's where you're going to get that from. Look down, plank position. Vinyasa or not, bend your elbows in half. Pull your chest to an up dog, point your toes a lot. Downward facing dog, hips press back. Slide your right foot forward, turn your back foot on side, warrior one. Just anchor and rise. It feels easy after all that. Yeah. Crescent lunge is also a great option if having your back foot flat on the ground just doesn't feel good today. Good. Swing your left ribs a little bit more forward and your right hip back. Energetically reach with your arms and then look up with your eyes. Hands to the floor plank. Move through a vinyasa. Bend your elbows in half for the chaturanga. Upward facing point. Downward facing back. Land your left foot forward. Turn your back foot onto its side. Warrior one or crescent lunge. I don't care because most of you, I can't even see your feet. So you can be doing anything. Stretch your arms up. Left hip swings back an inch. Right ribs turn forward. Hands to the floor plank. Vinyasa or not, chaturanga. Upward facing. Make it feel light and easy. You can. Downward facing. Pause. Feel your hands press firm. Look where you want to go. Step or float your feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold over yourself. Sit into a chair pose. Weight moves into your heels. Yeah, and if you find you like your feet separated, hips width distance for this morning's practice, take it that way. Press up to stand. Drag your hands to prayer. Just going to do two sun Bs together. Stretch the arms straight up. Drop your seat into a chair. Keep looking forward. Yeah. Dive over bent knees. Forward. Come to the fingertips, long spine. You can step, you can float to get you back, chaturanga or not. Upward facing. Downward facing. Land your right foot forward. Turn your back foot on an angle, warrior one or crescent lunge. Hands come down to frame your front foot to plank. Bend your elbows. Upward facing, your thighs ultimately lift. Nice. Downward facing. Left foot lands, back foot on a strong angle or crescent is fine. Rise. Hands come down to a plank. You're set up for your chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Be still. Press through your hands, look where you want to go. Step or float, feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, forward. Sit again into a chair. Weight moves into your heels. Press to stand, drag it to prayer. Just one more. Arms dropped, slide the arms straight up. Lower your seat into chair. Dive over bent knees or fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. You can step, you can float through your vinyasa. Upward facing, downward facing, right foot forward, back foot on an angle, warrior one. Hands come down to a plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing point. Downward facing back. Left foot forward, back foot on a strong angle. Warrior one. Awakening, hands to the floor. Plank position. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Okay, so go ahead and step your right foot forward. Stay high on the ball of your back foot and rise to a crescent lunge. Just come up crescent lunge. Yeah. Open up your chest. Grip your right hip under you. Activate your back leg. So just for this today, open up your arms for me, nice and wide, like a capital letter T, or you can cactus the arms if you don't have the space, you'll get the same. So just feel that. Feel how open your chest is. Feel how your hips must stay forward. Movement is only happening from your ribs and up, okay? So everything is staying straight up and down. You're just gonna start to turn. You're just starting to turn, 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 but keep swinging your right hip back and squeezing your left thigh strong. Good. Then reach across your body a little bit more. Start to bend your left elbow, hook it to the outside, and move into your twist, okay? So as you twist here, if you feel like your stability is a little off, you could always opt out with the back knee down. Keep your breath flowing. Look over your right shoulder, maybe look up. Grip your hips underneath you. Activate your back left leg so it's strong. Come back to your breath. Now the crown of the head should line up with your back left heel. So lean back a tiny bit and look up. Try not to look back. So when we look back, we round our spine. Press a little bit more into your front right heel. Another big breath in. Stay with it. Look to the floor, place both hands down. Walk your right foot to the center. Slide your left foot forward to meet it. Come to the fingertips, long spine. They're at the top of the mat together. Fold over yourself. Sit into a strong chair pose. Good. Really move your seat back. The same thing goes. Open your arms wide or cactus them. Yes. Drop your seat from your belly button up. That's where the movement really is. Start to look right and start to turn. I've been teaching people in a lot of my privates with bad back. This could be your twist if you need it to be. There's a lot of reach with your back arms. It's going to keep you out of your lower spine. If you do want to hook, bend the elbow and get in there. Two knees must stay lined up, feet together, outer hips grip in, inner thighs squeeze together, lift of your ribs. Crown of the head forward, weight stays back in your heels. Good. Keep the shape of your legs. Move your eyes forward. Bring your arms straight up. Keep the arms up. Press to stand. Pause. Arms are strong. Standing left leg is going to be your power leg. Draw your right knee in. Just bend it up. Just bend your right leg up. Flex your foot. Just flex your foot. If your balance is a little off, use some wall. We got some wall action going on. Flex the foot. Good. Same thing. You can cactus your arms. That's fine. You're going to get the same from it. Open up your arms. Yeah. Just do that much. Keep the lift of your right thigh. Start to turn to the right. Only turn. Keep the lift of the thigh. Yes. Now use more of your back arm to keep you lifted, and your front arm is balancing that out. Start to move your eyes towards the side wall, towards the back arm. Hip points are forward. Spark up your right toes more. Good. For the last few breaths, if you'd like to reach down and grab your foot, you can do so with your front hand and slide your left leg, right leg forward. If that's unavailable to you, you can just hold the outer blade of your foot or grab the outside of the knee. Keep reaching back with your right arm though. As you flex your foot, this is dancing Shiva pose. Lengthen the waist, press through the standing left foot. Crown of the head reaches up, tailbone lengthens down. If you have hold of your foot or your knee, Let go, keep the leg lifted, turn the palm to face the side wall. So just the way you started. Begin to bring your eyes forward, bend your knee in half. Chest lifts, arms up. Good, keep that. Stay with me, guys. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Sit into chair. Sit deep into chair, let your hips move back. This is a good spot if you have a wall and you feel kind of like balance isn't great. Take your butt, rest it against the wall. Flex your right foot. Weight in your heels. To work deeper today, I'm not really interested in flying in this pose. It's not the goal of the practice. Drop down deeper, move your arms back like airplane wings. Yeah. Weight in your heels. Chest lifts. Hands can always drop to blocks if it's too much or if you need more. Two more. Seat back, waist long. Yeah. Slide the arms straight up, press to stand, lower the right foot, stand with your feet together. Drop your arms by your side body. Sweep the arms out and up, look up. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine, slide your right foot back. Left foot walks to the left. Yeah, you're high on the ball of your back foot. Root to rise, crescent lunge, other side. Sometimes I think when we practice vinyasa a lot, it's good to take out, like sometimes you go and you just do so many chaturangas. So it's good sometimes to practice and change it up. So be open-minded, open up your arms. I know some of you are like, this is great. I don't want to do too many chaturangas. Open up your arms nice and wide. Steer with your feet. Your feet are strong, okay? Your waist is long. I didn't mean to rhyme. Begin to turn. I'm turning towards you. My arms are straight or they're cactused, or the hand can be on the flat part of your back. Sit into your front thigh. Use the strength of your back leg. Start to move your eyes forward. Start to reach with your right elbow, essentially. Hook the elbow, begin to twist. Crescent twist here. Back leg strong. You can always drop the knee, but make sure it's on a strong angle. Lean back a little bit. Crown of the head lines up with your back right heel. Yeah. Squeeze the hips. Just a few more. Weight in your front heel. Begin to move your eyes down. Fingertips to the floor. Pause. Spring your right foot forward. Feet together if you can. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold over yourself. Sit again into a chair pose. Weight moves into your heels. Drop your seat nice and wide. So just like we did before, open your arms or cactus them. Keep moving your seat back. Start to turn just your torso. Stay really upright. Use the strength of your back arm. Stay with this, or bend at your right elbow. Get in there. Hook into the chair twist. Just a different way of doing it. Weight in your heels. You might love it. You may want to never do it again. Scissor the thighs together. Move your seat back, waist long, crown of the head forward. Keep the weight in your heels. Stay with this. Start to bring your eyes around. Look forward. Come up into a chair with your arms forward. Stay strong. Press to stand. Keep your arms up. Just pause with your arms up. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Keep the lift of your waist. Your arms extend up. Stand on your right leg. Just bend your left knee. Just do this much. Flex the foot. Again, open those arms or cactus. Broaden across the shoulders. Keep flexing the foot. Start to turn your torso to the left. Stay with this. So what happens in this pose a lot of time is like your weight gets transferred and starts to move forward. So then you really can't balance. You can't get the twist part of it. Keep lifting the thigh. Stay with this. If you want more, reach down with your right hand, grab the outer blade of your left foot with the side of your thigh. You can do this with a bent knee. If you choose to extend the leg forward, kick forward. Reach back with your left arm. Standing right leg has a little bend, just a tiny bit. Press into it, let the thigh bone draw back, and then broaden across that chest as you flex your left foot forward. Wherever you are is fine. Keep the lift of the waist, stay with it. The last breath or two, let go of the hand and keep the leg lifted, palm faces towards the side, the same direction. Lift a little higher. Rebend the leg, 90 degrees. Pull your torso around, bring your arms straight up. Pause. Standing on your right leg, take your left ankle, cross it over the edge of your right thigh. With your arms up, sit into a chair. Move your seat, especially your left glute, back. Really move the weight into your right heel. Sweep your arms back like airplane wings. Create a little up dog in your chest. Bend into your right thigh. If you prefer to come down and rest the hands and do something fancy, that is fine. If not, just stay here. Think up dog, think chair, think ankle to knee, all happening together at once. Grip the outer hips in, sweep the arms back up like a regular chair, press up to stand, feet together. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms by your side body, stand tall. With your hands on your hips, just slide your left foot back, 3 feet, maybe 4 if you're tall, right foot walks to the right. One more time today. Open up your arms nice and wide. Turn your torso to the right. We're setting up for twisting triangle. Stay upright if you feel jammed up in your low back. If you'd like to move on, slide your left hand to your front of the shin or a block directly underneath your shoulder. Right arm will reach up towards the sky or right hand will rest on the flat part of your back. Just like a chair pose, steer your hips back. Nice work. Look to the right and then look up. Everyone looks good. Shoulder, make sure it's not turning in. Keep the front foot where it is. Look down. Move the block out in front of you so it goes underneath your left shoulder. Bend into your standing right leg. Keep your hand on the flat part of your back. Let your left leg float up into a revolved half moon. Lift from the inner thigh. Yeah. From here, if you could move on, slide your right arm up towards the sky. Strong flex of your back foot. Some of us need to get here and it doesn't feel great. So alternative is just to take an amended warrior 3, such as what I'm doing here. Okay, this is an amended warrior 3. This is a great option. If you didn't have the blocks, you can just go towards this ledge or to the couch, to the bathroom vanity. Keep lifting from the inner thigh. Turn a little with the right, with the eyes. Look up. Another big breath. Look down, bring both hands to the floor, pause. Giant step back with your left leg. Drop the knee like we did earlier, slide the thigh bone back. Turn the right toes out. Keep the foot flat on the ground. Good. From here, left palm's gonna go flat, right arm's gonna reach back. You're gonna grab your foot from the inside. If grabbing the foot like this doesn't work, from the outside of your foot, just keep the leg long and just reach back with the arm and move your eyes back. If you want a little bit more in your hip now, you can start to roll to the outer blade of your right foot and let your thigh bone drop down. If you need more in your chest, you can drop to your forearm, but keep the twist part going. Keep reaching back with your right arm. You've got your foot, that's great. Let go of your foot, bring your eyes forward, turn your right foot forward, engage your back leg, come to your fingertips, float your left foot forward. Long spine on the inhale breath, exhale, fold, hands to your hips, come halfway up, come the rest of the way up, stand tall. How are we doing? Okay, step your right foot back, 3 to 4 feet tops, walk your left foot to the left. You've got hips width distance between your 2 feet, okay? Outer blade of back foot and back leg is super engaged. Arms open. Good, or cactus. Start to turn your torso, only your torso. Reach across your body. Stay really upright. If this feels like it's a healthy place to be today, steer with your feet and your hips. If you'd like to move on, Right hand slides to your shin or to a block if you prefer that. Block goes directly underneath your shoulder. Left arm should be able to stack nicely or hand on the flat part of your back. Back right leg, press firmly through the blade of the foot. Contract all those muscles around your kneecap to keep that knee nice and healthy. Twist above your belly button, look up. Stay here if this is where you prefer. Look down. We're going to move into a revolved Ardha. Block moves forward directly underneath the shoulder. Back leg lifts up. Revolved Ardha Chandrasana. Lift from your inner thigh. Two shoulders can stack. Your hand can go right back to that sacrum. Think warrior three. Use blocks if this is too much. Lift from the inner back right thigh. Flex the right foot. Look with your eyes up. Turn your bottom ribs up. One more big breath in. Look down, take the left hand to the floor, pause, take a giant step back into a lunge. Drop your knee. Remember, the knee is not up and down, it's on an angle. Turn your left toes out, so they turn to the corner edge of your mat. Keep your right hand directly underneath your right shoulder or place a block there. Stretch the left arm up, then slide it back. This might be where you stay today. This is a great opening. Roll to the outer blade of your foot. This is going to give you a little bit more of an outer hip, or grab your foot. If you want to come down onto your right forearm, you can do that, but continue to twist. If grabbing the foot really feels not great, just let it go and reach back. Like a version of a kind of a full pigeon-ish lizard blend, if you were wondering what this pose was. Good. Make sure, I can't see your knee, Reggie, but if your right knee is kind of jamming into the mat, it's going to feel kind of yucky. Make sure your right leg is kind of on an angle. It's going to be a lot easier to get hold of the foot. You may need to slide your leg back a little. Three more, stay with me. Let go of your foot. Take your left hand forward. Turn your left toes forward. Engage your back right leg. Step to a plank. Hold plank. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga, and pause. Lead with your heart and chest for an upward facing, point your toes. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Walk your feet halfway up your mat. Walk your hands to meet it. Bring your hands to your hips, come halfway up, come the rest of the way up. So just in the center of your mat, you're gonna pivot. I'm gonna face towards you, so my feet are together. So I'm gonna go ahead and separate my feet really wide. I'm gonna take them wide. Okay, my hands on my hips to start. My right foot's gonna turn out. Yeah, my left foot's gonna turn out. Goddess. Yeah, I haven't taught this pose in a really long time. This is not a forgiving pose for a lot of us who are tight, nor is it so pretty. So let's see what happens. The best way to get in is take your hands on your inner thighs. So ultimately, we want our feet to point to the skinny edges of the mat. You're getting an external rotation. Don't stick your butt out. You want to lengthen your tailbone. So use your hands to incorporate your thighs, to get your thighs to turn open. Do this. Just do this. So use your hands to help you. Lengthen the tailbone, lift the chest. Yes. Feel your weight in your feet, in your heels. Keep the external rotation. You may need to stay with your hands on your thighs like this. You may be able to drop down and use the back of your arms or the back of your palms to press open. If you want, open up your arms. Broaden the chest. 5 breaths. Lengthen your tailbone. Maybe allow yourself to just drop in and close your eyes. It's a good thing you're on mute. I don't want to know what you're saying. 2 more. My mom likes it. Chest lifts. Slide your hands to your hips, straighten your legs. Turn your feet so they parallel the edges of your mat. Take your arms out and then clasp your hands behind your back. Inhale the breath, bend your knees. Exhale, allow yourself to fold. If having the hands like this doesn't feel good today, let go of that. Take the hands directly between the arches of your feet like chaturanga, like arms. This is where if you had an inversion and you wanted to go up, a tripod headstand, this would be great. This would be a great place for it. Let the head move down, the weight move forward, and the hips lift you up. Your knees can have as much bend behind them as you need them. No one needs straight legs. What you want is your torso to be really long. If you went up, for those that maybe are up, you can start to move yourself out of the pose nice and slow. Come to the fingertips, long spine, slide the fingertips directly underneath the shoulders. Start to look to the right, pivot your right toes, pivot your left heel. You're gonna face the front skinny edge of your mat with your right foot forward. Step back to a plank. Bend your elbows in half to a chaturanga. Slide your heart and your chest through for an upward facing dog. Point your toes. Take a downward facing dog. Hips press right back. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Take a deep breath out. Look in between your hands. You can hop, you can skip, you can float. Find your way down onto your butt. Sit down for a second. Yeah. So ankle to knee in a reverse tabletop is how this is going to go. So right ankle is going to cross over the edge of the left knee. It looks like this. Your hands face you. So the wrists are facing towards you and your fingertips face towards you. Now, when you lift up, two things have to happen. Well, more than two, but think about your arms and your hands, pressing them straight. Think about your right thigh, letting it drop open, but more importantly, lengthen from the tailbone to the backside of your left knee, okay? Take a deep breath in. On the exhale breath, start to lift up. So lengthen from the tailbone, the flat part of your back, all the way to your back of the left knee. Then let your right side drop, flex your foot, firm up your outer arms. I don't personally like my neck all the way back, so I keep it kind of neutral. So look towards the sky. Lift up a little higher. Good. Stay with this or extend the right leg straight up. If you have that, hold. Right foot lowers, regular tabletop. Exhale the breath, lower down. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Left ankle, cross it over your right thigh. I have to use my hands to do it. That's okay. Hands face you. Big breath in. Exhale the breath. Firm up the outer arms. Lift yourself up. Lengthen up. Look down the center line of the body first. Make sure everything's happening is happy. And then press a little bit more. Keep pressing through your right heel. Lot. Start to lift your left leg up. Let it go straight. Float it straight to the sky if you can. Lift a little higher. Left foot lowers. Pause and reverse tabletop. Lift up 1 inch higher. Exhale the breath. Lower down. Take a breath in. Take your arms, round your spine. Draw your legs in. Let your eyes connect to your kneecaps. Lower yourself down onto your back, lay down, move your block with you. Just 2 more back bends. I'm gonna put you in Shavasana in just a moment. So lay down flat. I've been really digging supported shoulders, supported bridge pose. So slide a block underneath your low back. If you prefer the regular version, clasp the hands, ditch the block. Make sure the fingertips skim the back of the heels. Lengthen the tailbone, hug the shoulder blades together. Open up the throat and the chest a little, broaden the shoulders, press down. I think you're all with the blocks underneath. So if you are, I can't see that great, but see if you can float both legs to the sky. Do it one at a time. Take your right leg up, flex your right foot. Yeah. Extend your left leg up, extend, yes. And then if your arms, if you could wrap them around the base of the block, clasp the hands. This is a great way to just flush out the legs. Create a little back bend to the upper shoulder blades. Close your eyes for a moment. Bend your legs in half to a 90-degree angle. Take your right foot to the floor, root that first, then your left foot to the floor. Then release your hands if they're clasped. Lift the tailbone up enough that you can move the block out from underneath you and lower your flat part of your back down to the ground. Take a breath in, take a breath out. Good. Slide your left leg forward towards the front edge of your mat. Hug your right knee to your navel. Give it a squeeze. Give your right knee a squeeze. Grab the outer blade of your right foot and just draw your right knee to the outside of the right hip. Use your left hand, let it slide down the front part of your left thigh, and your shoulder draw into the sock. It's just a half happy baby. Hug the right knee back in, lift the hips up enough that you could just simply drop your right thigh over, cactus your right arm, simple twist. Come up softly to center, relax the right leg out. Let that go flat to the ground. Hug the left knee in to start with. Give it a good squeeze. Good, and then grab your left foot with the outer part, with your left hand, with your left foot and your left hand. Right hand rests on the top of the right thigh. Pull the knee down around the rib cage. Keep your lower back down. Re-hug in that left leg. Give it one last little squeeze, and then drop it over to the right. Cactus your left arm. Come up slowly through center. Extend both your legs out. Let them go wide. Let your feet turn out. If you do a block, play around with maybe placing it behind your head. Elevate. If you have something you want to place over your eyes or your torso, make yourself comfortable for Shavasana. Let go of your Ujjayi breath. It's really important. This is where the body really reaps the benefits of the practice. So if you can, just let yourself drop down. On the exhale breath, let your pelvis fall into the mat and relax. Take a really big breath in through your nose. And then exhale loudly through your mouth. Let it all go. Draw your arms up over the top of the head, a really big body stretch, full body stretch from fingertips to toes. Hug your knees to your chest, give a big squeeze in. And rock up in slow motion to a seated position. Just sit up really tall this morning. Keep your eyes closed. Let the hands come to a prayer. So I've been teaching a lot of young kids classes, and I've been explaining to the kids that after you practice yoga, you actually feel like almost a buzzing feeling in your body, like a shift, a movement. That's your energy. So notice where that is. And then you want to milk it and hold on to it. Yeah. Bow your head, have some gratitude for this, being able to move this morning. Lift the head when you're ready. Open your eyes. Namaste. That was a great practice, guys.